All right, and we start with Jerry's Cowboys at the home of the Super Bowl champs. This will be the first time in over 50 years that the Eagles will be the home team in a season opener versus the Cowboys. The Eagles are 7.5-point favorites heading into the game, according to ESPN Bet, and are 17-8 in season openers since 2000. So, Dano, which team is the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC?
Los Angeles Rams. They were last year, and they still are. It's because their lines of scrimmage, their coach, and their quarterback. But I wanted to go, next level. I think most people think Rams, right? I think because of the performance of last year, the roster that's in L.A., they got a quarterback who's done all that. I think that's the team that's in the class, that next tier. And then there's 3 or 4 teams that are not that far off. I think Minnesota, if they get average quarterback play, Minnesota is going to have top 5 lines of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. They got a top 5 coach combination when it comes to head coach, play caller, and defensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores. Best receiver in football, one of them. So, Minnesota's absolutely loaded. I think Green Bay is absolutely in that group as well.
That's right.
Green Bay's roster is fantastic. Their offensive line is going to be awesome. They got weapons galore. Can Jordan Love stay healthy? The sneaky team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's really good on both sides of the line of scrimmage as well. I would make the case that Tampa Bay's got the best wide receiver group in the NFL. Top to bottom, they got 4 dudes that are going to be flat out awesome. Baker Mayfield in the last 2 years has been absolutely sensational. They got 2 young backs that are fantastic. Tampa Bay's in that group. And then the next team, Detroit and Washington are absolutely in that conversation. Detroit, I got to see a little bit with Frank Ragnow, the coordinators. Washington's got to get Terry McLaurin. But, they're the Rams, and then there's that next group.
Kimberly, I know you don't really host the show a lot, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Because sometimes, my ears don't work. Did you say, Dan, who are the biggest threats?
Yeah. So I thought you're sitting right here, so I know you heard me.
Yeah.
We just wanted one team. You gave me everybody in the NFC.
I don't give you anybody.
I think on the team I got the Saints. How are the Saints? Are they going to? I think that's on the team.
It's going to be an open meeting
and you talked so glowingly about the Commanders.
Yeah.
But you see Terry still there, correct?
Well, you got to be on the team. You got to be on the team.
All right.
But that was his sixth.
That was the sixth. You did catch that. You did catch that.
It don't matter. If I'm them, I don't sign Terry neither.
Exactly.
Got no chance.
Exactly.
He's the bottom of the playoff total pool.
We all know it's the Rams.
Okay.
There's no one that you think is more competent than the Rams to do it.
Is there a team besides the Rams?
Not none that Dan ain't talking about. No, Kimberly, there absolutely is not. There is no team left that Dan has not talked about.
There you go.
But I do like the Packers, and the thing I want to point out about the Packers is it's going to be what you get from Nate Hobbs and Keyshawn Nixon at the corner position, right? You look at the way that Jeff Hafley coached his first year as the defensive coordinator. They attacked more simulated blitzes. I think Edgerrin Cooper is a name we have to keep our eyes on, a player we have to keep our eyes on. And what Xavier McKinney did going over there, having an all-pro season, you think about Williams and Bullard also playing in the inside. It's okay, if they get good corner play, then everything solely points to Jordan Love, right? Because you have weapons. You're going to be good up front on both sides of the football. I think Matt LaFleur is an underrated offensive coach
100%.
In this league. What they were able to do with the run game and Josh Jacobs last year, the creativity of it, but also we watched 2 different teams win games for Green Bay. The one that Jordan Love quarterback and the one that Malik Willis quarterback. And so I love watching this team evolve, but you can't go 1-5 in your division. How do you impact that? It's by having a quarterback who plays his best in big moments, in big games.
Do you think, can I just ask, do you think Jordan Love is ready right now to take that?
I think Jordan Love has to be. I believe this is the year that tells us if Jordan Love is one thing or if he's not, right? Is Jordan Love, and you don't have to be Patrick, Lamar, Joe, and Josh, but is he on that next level?
Yeah.
Is he the leader of the pack there? Because if he doesn't take that step this year, I don't believe he ever takes that step, and we got to stop talking about it.
I'm going to pull from chapter 3 of Dan's audiobook and go with the Lions there. Like they were, I mean, I agree with you. I would say the Rams would be probably,
That's
a real thing.
I would say the Rams would be sort of, a team that we can kind of agree would be right there. But I think the Lions, and you said you have to see, and I kind of agree with you. I'd have my concerns about Jared Goff without Ben Johnson and the changes there. But when you look at offseason moves, and everybody's talking about who you gained in the offseason, the Lions gained the most in the offseason because they got people healthy. They got a team that they did not have last year, and even then they still were incredible and right there. I think that what you bring those guys back, right, and you have enough weapons on that team, I think they can still make some noise in the NFC and be right there. I do think they can be right there neck and neck with the Rams. I have some concerns about the Rams. The secondary, most notably, is a big concern I have with them. But I think we will see a Detroit Lions that we thought we were going to see last year with the health.
Everything's Johnny Morton and Kelvin Shepherd.
Totally.
Yes.
And it's how do you replace the interior linemen?
Yeah.
Right? Like this team was as solid up front, especially in the run game, guard to guard, as any team in the entire NFL.
They won.
And if that changes, if that's not a centerpiece of who they are, and it only affects the run game, now you have a quarterback who's not a mobile quarterback that has pressure in his face.
Right.
And I think that is a total departure from the things that they've been the last 2 years.
I love Detroit. I have no concerns about Jared. I think when you've taken two different teams with two different coaches to, essentially championship games, like that speaks volumes. Here's where I get a little bit hesitant with Detroit this year. Frank Ragnar retiring, to your point, the interior of the offensive line, massive deal. Losing both coordinators, that's hard to replace. We also, Hutch is coming off of a pretty good injury. Who is he? What is he this year? Aleem McNeil coming off of a pretty big injury. What is he this year? Terrion Arnold still dealing with a hammy. So there's some things with Detroit that I'm just I have just a little bit of reservations of this is still an awesome football team, but I can't say in one mouth. Caleb Williams is under the most pressure out of anybody in the NFL because they got the offensive coach in the last decade that's been the hottest going.
Right, and not subtracted from the Lions.
And the Lions are going to be fine.
Right.
And too, I think we always look at what happens when a team goes far and wins. It's like, what happens when you don't go as far as you're supposed to and you lose?
Right.
How you recover from that.
Dan mentioned everybody in the NFL, so that cut off some time for
I apologize.
So, no, it's okay.
This is a segment we're calling Mike T is the man. Do we have a sponsor yet?
We do not have a sponsor yet.
That is funny.
It might be chewing bark as our sponsor, as Terry Bradshaw famously said of Mr. Rogers. Mike T, you are the man. And you had a couple of comments last week about Jordan Love. And your comment was that Jordan Love is the #1 quarterback in the NFC. It made waves on social media because there is a legion of fans supporting a legion of other quarterbacks. Make the case. Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC entering the season.
Well, first of all, Pierre, we're starting from